It's me, Jonny. Welcome to a very special video today, because today's video is Tubby Supercat, and there's something a little bit better than just a video. I'm actually releasing a demo of this time round. So you'll probably notice on screen as it says Tubby Simplecat. That's because for a while now, I've been using this version of Tubby, which you can see here. And the character control system here is actually the one that I made specifically for Tubby a long while ago. Now, obviously, since I made the Mario 64 Reimagined project, that's the character control system that I was trying to sort of learn and make something new as well. So that's the style that I'm going to be going with, and I'm going to be modifying a lot of the code. Pretty much the entirety of this is getting replaced. Since it took me so long to create this in the first place, obviously for the learning purposes, I decided I'm not going to lose it completely and you know, just it gets lost to history. Instead, I would release this version of the game as a demo, and hence I called it Tubby Simplecat, as you can see down here. Anyways, so funny thing you'll notice straight away is, of course, the paused menu is actually showing the words paused. Pretty cool. So I kind of cleared up this version of the game, made it feel almost legit. A little bit of custom sound effects going on. Obviously Tubby's sound effects himself, Tubby's actual voice is myself, so Tubby Supercat obviously sounds a little bit better when I sort of record it professionally and aren't talking in a video at the same time. But you can see here I've added signboards, I've added quite a lot of stuff as well, just for the sake of this final version. You can see a lot of sort of custom grass as well, and this is the style that I went with in the other build as well. And I also added one more thing as well, and that's this. Doink! The capture mode. Yay, screen capture mode. So here we go, you can actually move the camera around. Now it's not a very advanced screen capture mode, you know, you can't move the camera itself completely individually. It just works as if you're sort of playing the game. So it's the same camera control as you have here, except it doesn't automatically jump back like it does here. So there's that, and of course there's some sound effects, and I've added a little bit more structure to the test level just for the fun of it. Obviously the signboards you can see here, so I'll show you the signboards themselves. There's no actual button to press when you read them, you just stand next to them and then don't move. If you start moving, Tubby will automatically bring the camera back. You can jump, however, while you're in this camera, and you can of course move the camera around just to see it properly. So you can see here, the signboards do just tell you a bit of the basics, and you can see I've added the new water shader that I made for the Mario project as well. So this is a custom water shader, and of course you can do the camera while you're under there as well. So there we go. It all looks pretty nice. Yeah, so basically I was working on sort of revamping this, and obviously this is the old style code. So you can get this, play around however you want to. You can, if you do have a little bit of slowdown issues, you can switch off these very few functions that I've got here, these sort of effects. But other than that, there isn't much settings to the build. It is just what it is. Obviously, like I said, I am remaking this completely from scratch, so I don't really want to be spending too much time on this build. I've just spent the past few days just making sure this feels good and plays well. Obviously the run and everything is all the same as before. You can climb these poles, of course. Everything's looking a lot nicer, so everything's graphically been changed. You can see Tubby sliding as well, and obviously the sort of camera mode there. Whee! Ooh, that went flying, didn't it? I've added a simple sound effect for these things. You can just about hear. And of course, more signboards all over the place. So what I've been doing, obviously, recently is a lot of physics work on the VR stuff, and I wanted to take a break, so I went ahead and did a little bit of work on Tubby. And so what I'll be doing from now is actually making a lot more of the VR stuff right now. And I've got something that I've been working on as well, which is a little sort of short project as well, alongside my hybrid physics systems that you'll all have known about by now. Also, I want to sort of push this game forward a lot as well, so there'll probably be more coming from Tubby, and obviously that's based on the newer system. I'll probably be working on stuff like a level editor and stuff like that, just to get the game to a stage where people can actually, you know, play it properly and sort of create stuff and expand on the game as well while I'm making more of the actual storyline structure. I am working on the main enemy design, so that's something I'll be showing very soon. I had an idea for him for a long time now, but I don't want to mention at all until I've shown the actual design and I've shown the actual name of the character. You'll understand how well it works as well once you see the design of the character, once you see the actual character as well. Now that's another thing I wanted to mention as well. So a lot of people on the previous Tubby videos have mentioned how Tubby looks very similar to cats like Garfield and of course Scratch Cat, and a lot of people thought that the design for Tubby sort of came from there, and believe it or not, I actually didn't think of Garfield when I was designing this cat. The original design for Tubby was quite weird in comparison. It was more cat-like in terms of his head shape, but it really didn't look that nice. So I changed it, but I changed it from something that I actually saw when I was reading a comic. So and this links into one of the VR projects that I'm working on as well. So I'll show you that very soon. But the comic that I was reading is one of the Archie comics series, Sonic the Hedgehog comics. I used to read Sonic the comic a long time ago, and that wasn't the Archie series, that was the other series named Sonic the comic, and I started reading that again. Well, I started reading the Archie comics instead recently, over the past few years, and a few years ago once I came across the character Ray the Squirrel, and I'll probably show you an image of him right now, and you'll see how that actually matches what the design I went with for Tubby. And that's where I got the idea. The sort of inspiration for Tubby's design is not from a cat at all, it's from a squirrel. From Ray the Squirrel, from Sonic the Hedgehog. So that sort of links into what we've been talking about recently with the Sonic movie coming out, and I wanted to just sort of link everything together and just talk about things as they come naturally to myself as well. Anyways, that's pretty much the whole level here. Obviously, have a download of this once it's up and have fun, because like I say, there's a lot more coming from Tubby now. There's so much more I've got to do with this game. A lot of the graphics are going to be changed, a lot of the designs and stuff. The cat treats, I'm going to expand on the designs there. There'll probably be some custom cat treats as well, not just star shapes, more other shapes as well. The Tubby himself, I'm going to be modifying his model, so he's going to have much more emotion to his design as well. You can see him there. So he's going to have more emotion to his design. Obviously, I'm going to have his sort of eyes and everything, his eyelids animating properly. I'm going to give him more emotion on his face shape, so he's going to have a lot more squishy and movingness to him. His feet as well need a little bit more detailing. And then I'm going to be working on the power-ups as well, which will change Tubby's design very slightly as well. And of course, it'll all link in when you see the enemy as well, the main character as the enemy, and you'll see what I'm designing there and what I'm doing with the storyline for Tubby Supercat. But until then, have fun with this version of the game, which is the pre-super prototype. Obviously pre-super because, as you can see here, and that's because it's Tubby Simplecat. So yeah, all sort of little ideas that I've got. Before I forget, the mention of the actual audio here. So the song in the background is upon a request. So I requested from Jonny Easton here to use his music, and that is The Great Adventure. So have a look on his YouTube channel as well if you like the music in the background here. Until then, thanks very much for watching. Thanks very much for playing if you've downloaded it, and have a look at all of my other games and stuff that I make as well as fan games and stuff. I do make a lot of normal games of my own, so have a look at all of that. Thanks very much for watching. Goodbye.